It's a very difficult question because I don't know if you know my work, but I'm very interested on many things that have some at some point. I would say they have something to do for me, but for some generation, they have not. For instance, I'm very interested by working with my hands. I love to work with wood. I love very much the tangible experience of art. For me, art is a physical experience. But I'm also very much into data scientism. I read a lot on technology. I read a lot on the economy of, attention, on intuition. And maybe I came to this through philosophy. I'm very, very, very inspired by intangible experiences. So magic, beliefs, intuition. Yeah.
Okay.
And in between these, you can imagine all the universe. Not really, but there is something that, not really because, as I just said, I am very much, I would say, caring about this sort of unexpected in art. So if I would say I have a concrete teaching, it means that I know exactly what art means, and until now I don't know. I think it's a place for doubt. It's a place for question constantly. Could it be technical, as I was saying before, or intellectual? And there's something that I care a lot in this, department, in this position, is the notion of time. Because it's supposed to be, and it is, time-based media position, a professor. But we most of the time take for granted that time-based art is film, installation, music. I mean, something that has to do with time and not sculpture or painting. And I think what I would like to do is also to listen first the expectation of the students, to know them, in order to create a space where we can meet, where we could meet, in which, again, I'm going to elaborate this care I have for both technique in the sense of physical experiences of installation, for instance, but also the sort of plasticity of time as a concept. Could it be in a very sort of philosophical way, like Bergson, the French philosopher, used to say that in the end, even when we don't move, we move because we move through time. So the conception of time is a sort of mise en abîme of the ontological subject, and I think this works with the viewers or the artist when he's in front an artwork. Could it be a painting but in so many ways. I think what interests me in this is that actually we see how much the museum is not a space of freedom. And I think the artists are confronted constantly, not especially in the museum, but there is a kind of environment for an artwork, which is the exhibition, the museum. It's this sort of chamber in which the viewer is going to meet the artwork of the artist. And I really want to explore with the student this complexity. I would love. For me, I'm not like teaching. I'm accompanying them. I think it's a meeting. I think it's building a room where we can meet, where we could meet, where we're gonna meet. I'm sure because I met some of them already. And I would say that in which each individual will bring his or her or their profile, personal history, fantasy, determination, desire to dream, and to share with these unknown coming up viewer, but in a process that I call trans-individuation or collective individuation, in which all the individual will produce a collective individual. I'm expecting to hear a lot about their practice, their project, what they want to do, their field of researches, and this is for me very important because I really believe in transdisciplinary collective individuation. If we are all the same, it's not interesting. But if each person is different, then we can build a very interesting, diverse individual collective. So I'm expecting first to listen them very much, and to listen them and to see how we can create connection between themselves. Again, not merging them, staying them keeping them as they are, but building together this individual collective. Because I think for me this is what we are missing today, with digital media, with social media, etc. We don't meet anymore physically. We do not individuate collectively. We live in an individualism era. I think this is the biggest trap for artists, to think that they are unique or whatever. I mean, like Nietzsche says, we are not unique. When I say I'm not I, it's we. I think it's important today to care about that, to care about this sort of, particularly in a school. I mean, because it's the best space to enjoy this. I mean, I think we are all different, and each professor has something very, very interesting to share because of the expertise, because of the skills that you have accumulated, of course, doing so many mistakes. You slowly correct yourself. This is what we can transmit, because when you went through the difficulties, you actually learn. And that's the, I would say, the main point, because it helps sometimes to have someone who has experimented unexpected situation and had to go through, and etc. But there will be other things, I really think my moment of encountering these different individuals has also an unexpected organic, organological, we could say, construction of this individual, of this collective individual, of course, in which I include myself. So I'll tell you this in a year or two.